Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Swamine Tapaharine. Namaste, my dear friends. In our journey of yoga, after going through the paths of Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, and the beautiful path of love, which is the Bhakti Yoga, we have come here today to understand and explore what Karma Yoga is. And karma, the very word which means action. So it's work that everybody, all of us have a karma to do, our own sense of duty, an action to do. So not even a kshana, a moment that we are devoid of doing any action. Nahi kaschit kshanamapihi jatu tishtatya karma krita. Without doing any action, we are not there. Sometimes we say that we think that we are devoid of all actions physically, we sit quiet, but then the sitting itself is sitting quiet is also an action. And then the moment we sit quiet, mind starts working, thinking of something or other, that's also an action. So action could be manasa vacha karmanaha, action of what the mind does through the thoughts, vak, which is the speech which is happening, and karmana through the physical activities that we do. We are always in a way to do one or the other work. But how can we convert this into be a yoga is the secret of action which the yogi Clore has taught. Earlier, Karma Yoga was not considered to be a separate path of yoga. It was considered to be a preparatory for the other streams, especially the Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, because everywhere action is involved. But Swami Vivekananda, during his time of his sadhana and teaching, especially in the West when he was there, he gave this independent status of yoga for Karma Yoga itself by giving the wonderful principles right from the Upanishads, and then again the Gita, which is elaborately talking of Karma Yoga again and again. And Krishna defines yoga itself as doing action with skillfulness, doing action in relaxation, yoga karmasu kaushalam. He gives a wonderful understanding of the Karma Yoga in a beautiful way. And even in the whole Bhagavad Gita, it's Arjuna when he denies fighting, because he has to fight against his own kith and kin, his own masters, his own elders of the family. When Arjuna was not prepared and ready to fight, it's Krishna who prepares him to go and do this. The whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita, ultimately by teaching Jnana Yoga, he makes him to understand better the philosophy, and also the Raja Yoga, whereby control of the mind is brought, and the emotions culture through Bhakti Yoga. But ultimately applying all this in Karma Yoga is what Krishna aims also. So Karma Yoga is a wonderful path for everybody, where it doesn't demand any special practice of yoga, but whatever we do can be converted into an act of yoga. How is it possible? Whenever we do any action, there is an expectation of the result. The mind goes into the result than the process. That's where we don't get the desired result sometimes, because getting the result is not just in the action alone. There are many hidden, unforeseen reasons also. It could be because of various other cosmic factors, which is what we need to understand, and therefore getting result is not in our hand, but the process is in our hand. And Krishna tells, if you focus on the process properly without too much orienting yourself towards result, he doesn't say don't expect the result. We should have a target, we should have a goal, we should have a destination to reach. But when you are traveling, focus on the journey, the path, not just on the destination always. So he says, karmanyeva atikaraste. You have an atikara, the eligibility on the karma that you do. Ma phaleshu katachana. Don't expect the fruit and lose your hold on the path that is important. So traveling is more important. If you travel the journey the proper way, you are bound to get the destination as well. The phala is obtained, the result is obtained. So he says, ma katachit, don't expect the fruit always. Ma karma phala hetur buhu. So you should do without expecting the fruit, and just do on the karma, the action. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu katachana ma karma phalaheturbuhu mate sangost akarmani. So you are supposed to not get bound, don't get sanga, the attachment on anything that you do. And this is a wonderful way that he teaches that make two compartment of your mind. The external mind get involved in all the actions that you do. The internal mind should be always in a sense of relaxation in the virama, the vishranti. So action in relaxation is what karma yoga is. And basically human nature is of three kinds that we all understand, that is tamas, rajas and sattva. These are the three gunas that we see: tamasic guna, rajasic guna and sattvic guna. Tamasic is the dull lethargic nature. So where you don't feel like doing any action, from there you have to elevate yourself, practice your mind, practice your body, getting into all the routine exercise and other things, start working something or other, serve others and do others good. So through this you have to go into the next state possibly, because it's not easy to go to sattvic. So rajasic. Rajasic are the people who are more workaholic, who keep doing work every time, something or other. They can't still be still, sit quiet, but do one or the other kind of activity, which is the rajasic in nature. More action oriented people, more result oriented people, they become the rajasic. And then when you give up the expectation of the result also and do a selfless action, people who do social works, people who are patriotic and all kind of people, we can call them to be sattvic. You don't have to go to that extent. Even what you do, whatever your day-to-day work, when a sense of action and relaxation when you do, without expecting too much of the result and focusing on the process in a calm way, in a step-by-step way, in an elevating way when you do, even that action can become a sattvic action. That karta is a sattvika karta. So tamasic, rajasic and sattvic are three kinds of people whom you see in the karma yoga. And ultimately sattvic, even you have to go to a state of going beyond the sattva also. Gunatita is what is expected, that ultimate state in which you go in karma yoga. And through the action and relaxation, that everything, Krishna says, even the blinking of eyes to opening of eyes, the sleeping, the awakefulness, your eating, everything can be converted into an action with relaxation. When you keep yogastha kuru karmani, do everything with a sense of a yogic attitude. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tektva dhananjaya. Give up that attachment. Today we are attached too much. This is mine. This is my ours. So this attachment is there. So give up that and have a broad mind is what he says. Sangam tektva dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is Arjuna here. So siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. When we are praised, we are so happy, excited. When somebody criticizes, we don't want to expect that. In life, we should expect the unexpected always. That we always want what I expect. But life is not going to be a bed of rose always. Even the same plant of rose also have thorn. That's what we need to understand. So always expect the unexpected. So then when you are prepared to get the expected in a better way, actually. I'm not saying you would not get what you expect, but you will go to a state where you expect, you get what you expect in a better way when you expect the unexpected also. When you are prepared for it in a better way. That's what Karma Yoga teaches us, that there are unseen hidden reasons for you to get this. So slowly, by what we are doing, our own duty, our own work, you could be an engineer, you could be a doctor, you could be a administrative officer, you could be a student, you could be a housewife. No matter what you do, every work has its own importance. Like in a car, every spare part has its own, even a small screw, a small nut, a bolt, a wire, everything has its importance, right? If one part gets problem, then the whole system can collapse. Even in the body, if one small organ of the body can get collapsed, then your health disturbs. Similarly, every action, every work, every occupation in the society is important. There's a wonderful, unifying theory of Karma Yoga, which the Indian yogic scriptures have taught us, and through which the yogic state of oneness again, which is oneness, right? So becoming one with the universal consciousness. You don't have to specially do an exercise for it, a penance for it, or a devotion for it, or a worship for it, or an asana for it. What you do itself can become a wonderful sense of making you feel this oneness with the universal consciousness is what ultimately Karma Yoga is teaching us. And maybe all try to understand this philosophy of working, action and relaxation, the duty what we do with a sense of detachment, at the same time getting the result in a better way, the desired way, having the goal clear, So, we can all achieve this by this practice of Karma Yoga, a wonderful path of action in relaxation. Namaste.